Here, statement A is correct because in genetics, one allele can be dominant over the other, which is recessive. Statement B is incorrect because alleles do not show the expression in a typical Mendelian monohybrid cross. The allele segregates and their expressions are visible in the F2 generation. Statement C is correct as factor do not impair in diploid organism. Statement D is correct as in terms of factor was an early term used by the Mendel to describe what we now call a gene. Statement E is correct because in a monohybrid cross, typically one of the parental traits is expressed in the F1 generation. The promoter is a sequence of DNA where transcription of a gene by RNA polymerase begins. The structural gene is the DNA segment that gets transcribed into RNA, which will then be translated into a protein. Finally, the terminator is a sequence that the signals the end of transcription. These components are crucial for the proper expression and regulation of gene, ensuring that the genetic information is accurately transcribed and translated within the cell. So, answer is 2. Promoter, structural gene, terminator. This question, all three options A, B, C, D are correct, but the option E is incorrect. That's why the answer is option C, A, B, C, D only. They ask us about the actinomorphic flowers. Actinomorphic flowers are those that can be divided into symmetrical halves through multiple planes passing through the center. They exhibit the radial symmetry, means they can be cut into equal halves along more than one plane. Pisum is not actinomorphic, it is zygomorphic. Sesbania is a zygomorphic. Cassia is also a zygomorphic flower, but the datura is actinomorphic. It has a radial symmetry and it can be divided into equal halves through multiple flames. Carbopeptidase is a metalloenzyme that requires a zinc ion as a cofactor for its catalytic activity. The zinc ion plays a crucial role in stabilizing the enzyme structure and participating directly in the hydrolysis of peptide bonds. Hence, the answer is C, zinc. The sphincter of Oddi is a muscular wall that controls the flow of digestive juices, such as bile and pancreatic juice, from the liver and pancreas into the duodenum, which is the first part of a small intestine. It plays a crucial role in the digestion by regulating the release of these fluids to aid the breakdown and absorption of nutrients. Hence, the answer is 4, junction of hepatopancreatic duct and duodenum. Polymorphism are variation in DNA sequence that occurs among individuals within a population. These variations can be used to create detailed genetic maps that help scientists locate genes associated with the specific traits or disease. Additionally, DNA polymorphism are crucial in DNA fingerprinting a technique that used in a forensic science, and the paternity testing to identify individuals based on their unique genetic makeup. Therefore, the correct answer is C or 3, both genetic mapping and DNA fingerprinting. Lactic acid fermentation is an anaerobic process, means it occurs without oxygen and is less efficient at extracting energy from glucose. This process yields only about 2 ATP molecules per glucose molecule, which is significantly less than the approximately 36 to 38 ATP molecules produced during aerobic respiration. Thus, the energy release is less than 7% of total potential energy available in glucose. During lactic acid fermentation, the amount of energy released from glucose is relatively low as compared to aerobic respiration. Hence, the correct answer is 4 or D, less than 7%. Transposon can disrupt gene function when they insert themselves into a near gene, effectively silencing or altering the expression of the gene. These characteristics make them useful tool in a genetic research for studying gene function and regulation, as they help scientists to understand the effect of turning specific gene on or off. Transposon, also known as a jumping gene, are the segment of DNA that can move from one location to another within a genome. They can be used in a gene silencing. So answer is B or 2, gene silencing. When rocks that contain phosphorus minerals are broken down by natural process such as the wind, water and temperature changes, phosphorus is released into the soil and water. This phosphorus can then be taken up by the plants and enter the biological cycle. Unlike other biochemical cycle, the phosphorus cycle does not typically involve the atmosphere. So activities like burning fossil fuel, volcanic activity do not play a significant role in accelerating it. Rainfall and storms can aid in weathering process but are not the primary mechanism. Hence the correct answer is weathering of rocks.